Hi guys, and welcome to your English 2 classroom. Today we're going to be talking about sentences and sentence fragments. This is the lesson that you have in Google Classroom, and then it's in your online textbook. If you get logged onto that and go to your assignments, you'll see it in there. It starts out on this page with just a little bit for you to read about a sentence, and then you have to click over to this page. But that's as far as you need to go. If you go to the next page, it's run-on sentences, and that is not assigned to you yet. So you're just going to scroll down to the bottom of this page, read through this information, which we'll go through it together a little bit, and then you have 10 sentences to revise at the bottom. And we'll do a few of those together, or I'll show you some examples of how to do that. I'm going to use this drawing tool, hopefully. I think I've about got this figured out. Okay, so here's my drawing tool. So a sentence is a group of words that contains both a subject and a verb. So a subject is the person, place, or thing that's doing the action, and the verb is an action word or a state of being verb like am, is, are, was, were. Okay? But the thing that you additionally have to have is that a sentence has to express a complete thought. So you have to have all of these three things together. So like what I like to think of is if I had a group of words and I just came in and told you that group of words, would you have kind of a clue about what I'm talking about? Would it sound like it was complete and made sense? However, you can still have sentences that are very short, like he cried. So it doesn't matter how long the sentence is. It's more about having a subject and a verb and a complete thought. So if I say he cried, I know who the subject is. I know who's doing the action. It's he. Even though that's a pronoun and I don't know the specific person, I know that it's a he. And I know what he did. He cried. And that makes a complete thought. Okay? So this is something that a lot of us need practice on, identifying what makes a complete thought and what does not. So your goal here is to distinguish between sentences and fragments and to correct sentence fragments. To express a complete thought, a sentence must say something that makes sense by itself. A group of words that does not express a complete thought is a fragment. That just means a piece of a sentence. Here's an example of a fragment. Provides food and shelter for a variety of birds and other wildlife. That is missing a subject up here. It doesn't tell you who or what provides food and shelter. This would be a sentence. The marsh provides food and shelter for a variety of birds and other wildlife. A fragment. When we look carefully. Well, if I just said that to you, you would say, when we look carefully, what? So it's missing the ending of the sentence. When we look carefully, comma, we noticed a motionless bird. When we looked carefully, we noticed a motionless bird standing among the reeds. So if there's a sentence that's missing something, either a subject or a verb, or it's not a complete thought, you have to add parts to it to make it make sense. So identify this group of words as a sentence or a fragment. Shannon most enjoyed the music of the mariachi bands. Now notice that they didn't put punctuation here because if there's a period, that gives it away. Well, I already did this exercise earlier, and it is, well, actually, I can reset it too. And it is a complete sentence, but I'm going to check it just to make sure, okay? Now I get down here to this part, and it says, in the middle of the table stood, period. Is that a complete thought? In the middle of the table stood what? So I'm going to finish the sentence by saying, in the middle of the table stood a large candle holder. A large candle holder, okay? And so they are not going to grade it for you because I'll have to look over these myself and you can ask me some questions about it as well. But it's going to give you a sample answer, and I'll be able to see the answers that you put down. And talk to you about it if you're consistently missing it. In the middle of the table stood 3 large platters of sandwiches. So when I compare my sentence to it, they did the same thing that I did. I added what was actually in the middle of the table, a large candle holder, And they added that there were 3 large platters of sandwiches. So I don't want you to use my sentence. I gave you an example. I want you to come up with your own. Just what can you add that was in the center of the table or in the middle of the table? Number 2, only my oldest brother. Only my oldest brother. Is that a complete thought? It doesn't sound like that. It doesn't sound like it is a complete thought. So I'm going to add something to that sentence, and I can either add it to the beginning or the end, depending on what I want to do. I'm going to say, only my oldest brother knows how to unlock the garage door. Okay? So I'm going to look. I added something that he knows how to do. I'm going to look and see what they said. They said, only my oldest brother is allowed to ride the new horse. So how does that compare? Well, I added a verb, they added a verb, and told exactly what he can do. And so I think that my sentence is correct. Okay? So that's how you're going to complete this exercise. Click through all 10 of them. If you want to reset it and redo it, you just click that button and you can redo it. So if you click on the sample answer and you go, I don't think mine compares very well to that one. I don't think I did it right. Then reset it, okay? When you are finished with this, then you will go back and click the I'm done button so that I will know that you're finished. So for my remote learners, that'll let me know that you were engaged with the lesson for the day and can get counted as present. All right, that's the end of this video, and I will see you next time.